Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring that little bell. Ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And I've been listening to Big Finish. And I am very happy I've been listening to Big Finish. Freaking excellent. A really good release. Probably the best of the year. I talk about this a lot during this review, saying this is probably the best this range has done. Probably the best the character has done. That's basically the backbone of the review. Really, really, really genuinely love this release. Everything works, firing on all cylinders. This is obviously sadly the last David Warner Bernice Summerfield series. Again, it's very, very sadly, but I think going out on a high. There is one more David Warner release, I believe. It's going to be with Christopher Eccleston, but and I think for the 6th anniversary, which I'm ecstatic to hear. But again, goes out on a real high. Massive recommend, really massive recommend, and that's with the increased price. Right, the prices now are through the bloody roof. I mean, I'm really thinking twice before buying a lot of releases. This is like $35, I think, to download, which sounds really expensive to me, right? It sounds like really, really expensive to me. Still, excellent, just really, really excellent. If you like Bernie Summerfield, if you like this range, it's excellent. I won't say it's going to give you the secrets of the life, the universe, and everything. Although it might. I don't know. It does wax a very lyrical about the philosophy of strength and morality and mercy. Just everything Doctor Who does, doing it very well. It's a very mature release. I like this one a lot. If I'm being coy about it, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be. This is a recommend, right? This is a recommend. Fine. Like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things are fan-freaking-tastic. Sign up my Substack. That's my email newsletter. Sign up my Instagram. I'm on the Instagrams nowadays. I'm freaking loving Instagram. I'm going to be putting out some exclusive content on Instagram. I really like that format, right? I'm going to be putting out a quick version of this review on there as well. Why? Because I really love this release. Did I mention how much I loved it? I really freaking love this release. Fine. Like, share, subscribe, comment, Instagram, Substack, my email newsletter, where you can find me, where you find my scintillating content every freaking day. I pump out content for you, wonderful people. Every day there's more Doctor Who strangeness coming out from my channel for your delight and delectation. Please subscribe to my email newsletter, and I also put in extras. I put one in yesterday, which was really fun because I did the story about is Paul McGann coming back for the Disney Plus Doctor Who? I hope so. Is the answer, right? I hope so. So it's I put in this article from Doctor Who magazine from 96 or 97, like early 97 it is, but after the TV movie went out. And, it wasn't being picked up. And, the disappointment. I love stuff like that. I find all those little bits of history that I live through interesting, right? Mainly because I'm fascinated with myself. I think I'm a very interesting person. I like to look at myself a lot. That's not really something you should, a way to recommend yourself. Listen, if you're courting a young lady, make it about them. Don't make it about you. That's my recommendation. Don't do what I do. Fine. Like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things are fantastic. Substack, Instagram. Fine. Cover everything. Now let me hand over to me from my live stream last night when I reviewed for an awfully long time this fantastic, freaking fantastic release. It's the best thing they've ever done. I'm not even joking. Okay. I've been listening to Big Finish from the beginning, right? From Oh No It Isn't. That's their first release way back in the 90s. Right, so I've been with this character in every form, basically. From the beginning, I was reading the New Adventures when she was introduced, right? I know Bernie Summerfield very well, right? It's weird, like, what's her name? Lisa Bowerman. I've never met her, right? But I realized she's been part of my life for, most of it. It's the weirdest thing. It's so true. She has been part of my life for most of it. It's very disturbing when you think about that. And I'm like, I'm like watching her career. Anyway, so I know the character very well. This is the best thing they've done. I'm not even joking. But this is probably the creme de la creme. If you want to try one, this is the one to try. It's expensive. They're expensive now. $35 for a download. Man, that's expensive, right? I'm glad I pre-ordered this. See, I've been trying to catch up listening with Big Finish recently because I told myself if I can catch up, which means I still got to listen to the Master Nemesis Express, which I hear isn't very good, but I got to do that. Then I will buy the Seventh Doctor set, which does kind of intrigue me, right? But I got to catch up, right, before I lay out the. It's so bloody expensive this stuff now. But this one is a serious recommend. It is freaking-tastic, right? So Bernice Summerfield has been through many, many, many different revamps, right? Many, many, many different versions. My favorite one is actually one of the early ones. We have a video. Yeah, is there a video will come with it? Fine. Yeah, we'll watch the video in a sec. There's been it's been rebooted of Lunchtime. Right now, she's flying around with a alternative third Doctor in the shape of David Warner, and this is the final set because he passed away sadly. And this is the brilliant idea. It's called Blood and Steel, and it's set in was it the early 30s or the late 20s, early 30s Berlin at the rise of fascism. At the same time, there's a cyber invasion, like a creeping cyber invasion going on, right? So just the setting in itself is perfect, right? It's absolutely perfect, and you see like the cyber symbol, right, on the white on the red flag, the fascist flag. It's so good, right? And it all works really well. So the setting is very clever, right? You sound like it could be entering real grown territory. Not at all. These scripts are freaking awesome, right? And they get better as they go along. This is really excellent, mature science fiction, right? So, and this one is where it's David Warner is sort of Bernice's sidekick as opposed to vice versa, but they both feel like each other is the sidekick. And they're the main character. That's how he plays it. He's described it, he played it like a hungover Hartnell, right? So he's kind of this grumpy, like, what's bloody going on? And also brilliant and kind and moral and strong. And also like somewhat morally manipulative, but like in a kinder way than Sylvester McCoy was. All right, so that his Doctor, it's a beautiful portrayal, and this is particularly his best set because he has some absolutely beautiful speeches in this about life and free will. There's also it's beautifully directed, and the sound design is fantastic as well because it echoes in and out famous cyber sounds that like the. From what's the word? Invasion. The pulse, that pulse that makes everybody go to sleep. Right, you hear that. There's in the music, there's a kind of like cyber march feel to it. And it all works perfectly, right? It's all matures together, like matches together perfectly. Again, but this is very much Bernie Summerfield, which is I find this mature science fiction, which is a lot of fun at the same time. It deals with heavy ideas and it's not preachy, which I was worried that it would be, but it is absolutely beautiful. So here, let's go through the stories. We have here 1930s Berlin, the party before the end of the world. City laughs at the gathering storm, the location of the mysterious alien signal. Bernice Summerfield and Doctor investigate. What are the Sidemen doing in Berlin? Who is the ancient Vril? And what horrors lurk beneath the city's most famous nightclub? So many, again, it hits so many of the tropes of like pre-war Berlin, right? Pre-World War II Berlin. Like the decadence. There's a lot of, cabaret going on. Like, you really get that feeling. And again, I have no idea who these writers are. I think they're all new and they're all fantastic. They all do a really good job. And the interesting thing is, I think a lot of them think they're commenting on Trump, or people like saying, or people who follow Trump, people who like Trump, rather when really I would say, the totalitarianism of the day is left wing, and quite frighteningly so. But yeah, that's but it still works though, because it's honestly, because it's a story. It's about story first, right? And we've said this over and over again, but it really is. This one is about story first, and the story is brilliant, and the story illustrates, I think, what they want to be talking about in life. And again, it's absolutely brilliant. So episode 1 is by James Goss. I think James Goss is he like the script is Scott Hancock and James Goss. Scott Hancock also is a big mover and shaker now in Cardiff. But yeah, okay. So the script editors, I guess they're like the and James Goss is the producer. So I guess James Goss is essentially the the producer, right? The the director, the creative oversight of the box set. And if he is, it's fantastic, right? Absolutely fantastic. The idea is great, but again, the scripts inside the stories are fantastic. So why do the Cybermen wish to say people of Berlin? So again, you put very much into that, pre-World War II Berlin, right? So you got the decadence, you got these people like just desperate to get to Berlin. They wanted to, and they slept rough on the outskirts of in woods, right? And you have a lot of that. You have the club life of Berlin. Put in the middle of this is Bernice Summerfield and David Warner, Bernice Summerfield and the Doctor, David Warner's Doctor. And David Warner's there. He's there quite manipulatively. So look, we got to be here. And she's like, oh, they're the bad people, right? Blah 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 blah. But it doesn't take long before they move away from the the stereotypical view of Germans of that era, right? It starts to get more layered. The head of the cabaret is fantastic in this. And then when you first going to get to the cyber plot, right, and you see what's happening, really chilling, really nicely chilling. Again, knocking out the park. It's fantastic, right? Second story is Wolf by Aaron Lamont, right? And I wanted to not like it because I wanted to say it's a new writer, it's going to be woke and it's going to be crap. And Bernice and the Doctor don't show up for a long time, right? A long time. So this is a story of one of the characters from the first episode that's become a partly cybertized, and he's run home. He was one of the runaways who ran away from home to me in Berlin. So he's run back home, but he's basically a Cyberman now, right? And it's how he like reintegrates with his life, or doesn't, as the case may be. A young man returns home. Will he save his village, or will it save him? A bit of both. There's a lot of Frankenstein going on in this. That they got that. You got that nice what's the word? Not fauvist. Industrialist. Like that. It fits the era, right? It's that type of story. Again, that what's I going to say? Industrialization meeting rural life, right? And that tension within. That's basically where it's from, which I think comes from a trying to replicate the story of the time. It's a very nice personal story as well. Again, we get to see how the fascism rose in Germany in the 1930s, right? And it's nowhere near as insidious as has been portrayed before. And it's before that, it's much better. It's much stronger. It actually said something, right? It's clever, right? It is clever. Ubermensch by Roshana Patel, again, new writer, was already on board. I was like, this can't be a good one too. That'll be crazy, right? If this is good one too, and it's a good one too, right? So the Doctor joins a German archaeological expedition with Bernice, right? It's essentially Tomb of the Cybermen in Berlin, right? They find there's a cyber tomb that's like embedded within the within Berlin. Like there's a seed that's been growing, and so you got this wonderful juxtaposition of like fascist ideals with cyber ideals and how they mesh. But again, imagine two of the Cybermen played with genuine fascists, right? And how attractive they would find the logic being, right? And how much they would want to be cybertized, right? And you're getting an idea. It's again really clever, a really clever, nice plot. And it's a fun adventure as well, right? You get carried away with it, right? That's the other thing. It's nicely led in that it's fun. Bernice Summerfield stuff is normally fun as it gets more angsty. And the final part, Auf Wiedersehen by Victoria Saxon, also new writer, also knocking out the park. It's more of a low-key finale, really. It's a finale. It's a season finale that you'll get in like a 1970s TV, British TV show. So it's like more emotional high stakes as Bernice is on the run and the Doctor's being tempted by being trying to be willingly made into a Cyberman. A grotesque parody of the cabaret from the early one, earlier story with like cyberized cabaret, and being reasonably horrific. Outstanding performance from David Warner as a towering strength of morality. Also, some great lines. I think it was it Ubermensch. They had you forgot that this is like a alternative third Doctor, and it says it's Cybermen. It says, "Oh, Cybermen, why are they still bothering? What should we call this one? 7-0." Right when you go, oh right, it has been like 6-0. It has only been about 5 cyber stories at the time. It kind of is funny that way. But again, that's kind of his Doctor. But he also has beautiful speeches about the nature of life and morality and choice, right? Absolutely, really, it's one. This is really the best, really. And again, you have Bernie Summerfield woven through this. So 10 out of 10, right? 10 out of 10. Absolutely fantastic. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.